After the first time, I went home the next day and I was singing, and I practiced singing regularly. My voice dropped 7 notes, an entire octave. It was all the trauma I lost from the first session. This session, the first time when I screamed, it wasn't much for me, but I had that crazy release. This time when I screamed, I felt like energy from when I was a little kid yelling at whoever I was yelling at. And I felt like a river, a waterfall, open up in the back of my neck and my spine and shoot out the top of my head. And it felt like I was in a river flowing. And it was just pouring out. And with each scream, I can literally feel the moment that those energies were imprinted. Couldn't remember the memory, but I can remember the feeling. And it was just gone. So thank you.
After that previous time, a lot of good things happened to me in my life in general. So first of all, I stopped self-medicating myself with marijuana or alcohol because I wasn't able to face the reality I was living in. Thank you. And I know all my traumas, and I have experienced all kind of therapies like hypnotherapy, psychology, everything. But it was like never enough. And here I experienced true relief and like more deep work on all those traumas, which never was enough before, and feels like really good result for now, like it's completed mission. So it's like a magic. Last time I went to your session, after a few days I received $10,000 out of almost nowhere, so this time I'm expecting at least $100,000. Hopefully, I don't know.
I came to one of your breath sessions, and during that session, my left pelvis rotated back into, like it physically moved. I've been seeing a kinesiologist, so it wasn't in the right position, and during my breathwork session, the actual bone moved into position, and it hasn't gone out of place since.
Every time I think I'm done and there's nothing else, the fucking layers start peeling off. Like this is just the tip of the iceberg.
So this is my 3rd time, and I think it's just really cool. The first time I definitely had a huge wall up. Well, the first time was a lot of panic too, like I was gonna pass out. Second time, I definitely just sobbed, like wept, sobbed. And this time I actually feel like a lot more peaceful, and I felt myself actually smiling. I could feel more peace within myself.
This is like my 8th time coming. I'm from San Diego and usually come to your sessions there for the past couple of years, and I've been trying to get the courage to leave like an abusive relationship mentally, and I finally got the courage to leave that relationship on Friday that I've been in for like 15 years or 20 years. I have 2 little boys.
This is actually my 2nd time doing this, and it was definitely totally 2 different experiences. I feel that my first experience, it was acknowledging what my trauma was, and this time I was able to actually address my inner child and say, hey, you made it, it's okay. So this experience was more pleasant for me because I had already surrendered to the trauma, so it was like addressing my inner child, like, hey, it's okay, I see you, I hear you, and you made it. So it was wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling. 2 different experiences, same guy, obviously, but both experiences were really great.
I've been through years and years of therapy. Like my first 2 sessions were really rough, and the last 2 recently just been a lot more peaceful. Of course, there's just a little bit of like release, and today I felt like really stuck in the beginning, like I couldn't even breathe in. But then I realized that it's just my process. Like you said, every single session is different, and I get something different from each one.
I love the journey. I love how you take us in such incredible ways of peaking and valleys and emotions and purging. And I mean, I came here ready to purge, and I purged a lot more than I even expected. I was gone. I was somewhere else. I don't know where I was. I was floating. I'm just totally floating in some kind of place, and it was like I had seen Mayan lights and like colors, and it was incredible, man. So thank you for what you do. If it's your first time, I recommend coming back again. This is awesome.
I was almost on the verge of surgery because I had two very big fibroids in my uterus, and the surgery was the only way. A hysterectomy, I don't know, for a lot of people, if you don't know what it is, you basically just remove the uterus altogether. It's a big deal. And after that session, I went for my MRI to come up with the surgery date. And miraculously, my body cut off the blood supply to both fibroids, and they were already shrinking, and I don't need a surgery anymore. It's huge. What you did for me was just out of this world. No amount of therapy sessions, it would not bring this much relief and happiness. I am truly happy, and I thank you. Thank you.